Guys, TBI-Guy speaks. Chad Klosterman here. Remember, like, subscribe, TBI-Guy speaks on YouTube.com. And last week we were into the jobs and things like that for what you're going to do after you go through an event like what I and many of you have gone through. Whether it's a traumatic brain injury, loss of a limb, an arm, an eyeball, spinal problems. Lucky me, I got all of those. So, anyways, back to the jobs idea that we talked about last week. Just a reminder, I do once in a while repeat things. Go figure. It's just the way it happens to be with me and my head injury. Some people, like my best friend, says, dude, I tell him, man, if I repeat myself, tell me I've already said this. He's like, no way, man, because sometimes you throw something in there you didn't say last time, and I can learn something new. I'm like, huh, cool, all right. I wish everybody thought of it that way instead of annoying. But at any rate, one thing we got to pay attention to, obviously, with jobs on your job search after going through any kind of an accident, whether it's traumatic brain injury, loss of a limb, or whatever the case may be. It could just be for, bad economy or whatever. The biggest thing you have to do, I guess, is get a resume, obviously, and start looking at job sites. There are so many job sites out there, it's unreal. I mean, there's Career Builder, there's Monster, there's Craigslist jobs, there's, actually, let's see here, we got a list here. Glassdoor.com, ZipRecruiter, Career Builder, and then of course you have local places that have temp jobs, temp to hire stuff, like in my area, Spherion is one of them. And another place that you can look for that helps you find jobs is One Stop, which One Stop is an excellent place to go if you're a veteran as well, because they have a section in there that is set up just for veterans looking for jobs. So they are a little bit more up to speed on using your military background and things like that to post you or pluck a job for you, something like that. But you can always look into those places. The online thing is cool, yeah, but getting somebody on the inside that's their job to find you a job can a lot of times work better. And especially, and this can be the hard part, especially when you're going through something like this, hearing the negative things, which I guess isn't really negatives, but the facts of life, I guess. There would be a job that you're really interested in, you think it's going to be a great job. But they might have inside information on that particular job that says, no, that's not even one to really worry about because they're looking for this, this, and this aspect, and you are not qualified for those things, where it may not say that in a job posting. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they don't, and it's just something to help you not have to worry about, one less thing you have to worry about when you're in your job search, which is always long and tedious task anyways, especially after going through something like this. And remember, like I said last week, a big thing you have to do is you have to prove yourself to the place that you're working. If you can get yourself to at least get your foot in the door, that's awesome, and you just build on that and you work from there. You can always start out low and start to prove yourself and transfer to a different position in the place, or there's other opportunities elsewhere. But getting a work history started is probably one of the most important things. With the way things are right now, it shouldn't be too hard, but you can't always be as picky as to what you want right off the bat because of the aforementioned issues that I had previously mentioned. So on that note, I just want to kind of reiterate, there's places to go that will help you find jobs. If you don't have a lot of responsibilities as far as family and this and that, you can look at those temp jobs, temp to hire jobs. I hadn't found any luck with the temp to hire jobs because every time they said, "Oh yeah, this is temp to hire," by the time it was time to hire, oh no, it's not a temp to hire job anymore, and it kind of threw me off. But once my son came along, I didn't have that opportunity to be flexible enough to not worry about a job. So the contract jobs, which is what I got a lot of, and the temp to hire jobs, they weren't really in the cards for me. If you don't have those kinds of responsibilities, awesome. Start with that, and you will, you'll be on your way to start to make things happen for yourself and a work history. Next week, I am going to go into the next stage of, recovery and everything, which is college. There's always, after you go through this, there's all kinds of things you can do that's like starting over again. And you can just start to figure out what works and what doesn't, where you can go, where you can't. Definitely what kind of a career field you want to look for in a college, and definitely a college that is going to work with you the best to help you succeed. I've been to colleges that could care less about how well I did, and then I went to ones that did care about how I was going to do and how I was going to perform. And that's the best thing that ever happened to me, regardless of the fact that I am not working in my field of education because I made a bad choice personally on what I thought was going to be a good choice for me to go into. On that note, like, subscribe to TBI-Guy Speaks on YouTube, and also you can check me out on Facebook page, and we'll go from there. And you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Until next week, goodbye.